Sony is continuing the trend of releasing smash hits on their PlayStation console to the larger audience via PC. And Stellar Blade is next in line. Here you can see sits at an 81 Metacritic score, which is pretty darn good. A little bit higher on the user score. I think I err more on the side of the user score because I really, really did enjoy this game. And if you're curious of my thoughts on it, well, check the description box below. I'll post a link to my review there. While you're at it, consider subscribing to the channel. Stellar Blade launches June 11th on PC with new specs and features revealed. But like I said, the base game worked great, and it was an absolute showcase game for PlayStation 5 Pro. It had a really, really gorgeous 85 to 90 frame per second mode that just looked so beautiful. Especially when you have OLED and HDR, where your favorite pair of headphones, go sit on a comfy couch and jam out and get lost in this beautiful world, beautiful soundtrack, which I do listen to actually quite a bit. It's one of the few soundtracks that I bought in its entirety. I loved it so much. But anyways, I'm not gonna hype up the game. It's already been out and it's already amazing. But they're going to add a couple new things to the PC version. Obviously, they're going to use the latest and greatest in the DLSS. And here you can see they got an NVIDIA DLSS 4 and AMD FSR 3 upscaling with unlocked frame rate. A game like this strives to achieve at least, bare minimum, a 60 frame per second experience, right? That just makes perfect sense. It's a very frantic combat game. You're working on perfect parries and perfect dodges, and you're diving around and you're engaging. The higher the frame rate, the better. So the fact that this couldn't quite reach that locked 120 FPS on PlayStation 5 Pro, although slightly disappointing, still had a very, very respectable north of 80 frames per second in every mode, and it was just beautiful to play. So I got to imagine PC gamers are obviously going to get the best of the best. This game is going to look insane. And when you see these war-torn landscapes here, or you're navigating through the city later on, or some of the other fun biomes that you will explore, man, oh man, you're going to really enjoy what you see. And of course, because it is PC, they're going to support my true friends, the ultra-wide master race. And here you can see they do support 21:9 and 32:9 resolution, which has got to be insane. I can only imagine running this game on that kind of frame rate. That would just be so cool. And then they also do have that high resolution texture support, which was traditionally locked on the PlayStation 5 under the quality mode, not the performance mode, where you got a nice, rich 4K 30 experience there. And here you're going to obviously get the best of the best. So that's really, really cool. They're continuing their strives on DualSense controller and user key customization. Now, user key customization is something you can do now on PlayStation, but it's not very intuitive. It's an accessibility thing under the option where you can kind of tweak stuff, but it's not really the best. Here, obviously with PC, you can see right there, there's a button, customize controls. Just go ahead and hit cross, and it's gonna pop up the controller. You could change whatever you want, which is great. And I'm so glad that they are continuing their strive on using DualSense. For a very long time, PC gamers were locked to only using native support via the Xbox controller. And I have no qualms about an Xbox controller at all. I love my Halo DualSense, or my Halo Elite Series 2 controller. But man, oh man, do I love my DualSense Edge. Oh my God, I love that thing so much. That Pro is just so gorgeous. So here you have full customization there. You could play this game with keyboard and mouse if you're nuts. I would highly recommend against that. But of course, full customization, I wouldn't say that's really a selling point of PC. We've come to expect that now in PC games, but hey, why not? Something that I am a little sad about is that they're going to add in a new nano suit as well as Man's Test. Man is the leader of the Sentinels, and he's come to test Eve. He's a seasoned warrior, a master of weapons, a bodyguard of Oracle, and the Guardian of Zion. You'll face him in a boss challenge to prove that you are worthy. And as a reward for overcoming him, you will obtain a new suit, the Royal Guard suit. So there was a really cool boss rush mode in this game. The boss fights are larger than life. They are tons and tons of fun, multi-stage, multi-phase. The music ramps up. The stakes can't get higher as you go farther and farther on in combat. They always end with a ridiculously amazing, cool assassination where you're flipping and flying around, throwing your sword in the air, doing just really brutal, gory animations, and I loved the game for that. So I'm sad that I'm not going to get to face off on man. As far as I can tell, this is not something that is being patched into the PlayStation 5 version, unfortunately. Maybe they'll do it later on. I'd love to go back and give that a whirl because I love the combat in this game very, very much, but I might not get to experience that. They got to sweeten the deal for late adapters on the PC side, but that looks really, really cool. And then you can see a good shot indicative of some of the combat, like I said, with all those sparks, perfect parry going off, the music's blaring, there's lots and lots of vibrant lights and colors, and you feel like you're in a video game. Obviously, you are playing a video game, but it's larger than life. It's quite the spectacle. And there you can see the new suit to go along with one of 25 new nano suits that will be available in the game that will provide even more goodness. Now, the one thing I was a little frustrated about when this game came out, obviously, is the over-sexualization of Eve. I didn't necessarily think it needed to be there. There are some very heavy biblical themes in this game. The main protagonists, Adam and Eve, obviously, right? Kind of what is going on in the game and the seeming cleansing of this universe by this alien unknown race and kind of how that unfolds in the story. I thought it was well. I didn't think it necessarily needed a woman wearing a string bikini with giant fake boobs and high heels flipping around. I'm not going to lie, I'm a guy. I didn't mind seeing it, but I did feel it kind of took away from a little bit of kind of the creative vision of the game maybe. Or, it just kind of overly sexualized women, which, I didn't necessarily need in a video game, to be honest with you. I picked stuff that was a little more conventional, more like racing suits, or my favorite, the teddy bear suit, which is hysterical from a side quest where you just are wearing like a giant, like Disney World, like character prop, but it's just a giant teddy bear. It's hysterical. But they're going to release 25 new suits to pick up, as well as the new one here, a crimson wig. So you can scoop up that as well. And I think that's great. You're going to find a costume throughout all of the exploration you do that will fit your mood. I did change my costume quite a bit. And if you just want to look at just straight up, like eye porn, like you're going to get tons of that because Eve is a very endowed woman. All right. They're also going to add in support for some other languages, both simplified Chinese and Japanese facial animation, which is actually really cool. If you played by default, it was in English. The voices didn't necessarily match up, but I like that they are now supporting some of those voiceovers. I like playing games that are very heavily stylized in a particular language. I prefer to play them in their native language, although I can't understand what they're saying, and I always have subtitles on anyway. This is actually how I played Prince of Persia. I really enjoyed that, and I like that this game is now offering that as well. And then lastly, they do include some of the specs you're going to need if you want to run it at like a 4K 60. Pretty respectable. I don't think these specs will break the bank in today's standards. Some may balk at the fact that you need a 3 series NVIDIA card to get the best of the best, but I think it's worth it, and it seems pretty well optimized, especially since it's still running on an i5. Which i5s have been around since like the dawn of man. Release schedule June 11th, 2025. I want you to think about this as I close out this video. When this game launches on PC, you will have a Nintendo Switch 2 in your hands. You will have had a Nintendo Switch 2 in your hands for almost a week. We are eating good, boys and girls. If you want to read more or learn more about this world, like I said, I will post a link to this blog article in the description box below. While you're at it, check out my review. While you're at it, subscribe to the channel. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.